If you joined the stream, game was scheduled to come on at 1:30. And thank you for joining us here on 446 Sports. My name is Chuck Perkins, but just a quick update. You see the timer in that upper left-hand corner of your screen. 19 minutes and 31 seconds, or 30 seconds there, till game time. The previous game just is ending, and so they need time to prep the field, get things done. Take about 20 or 30 minutes, something like that. So just wanted to give you a heads up. Got the timer on there for the stream to start in about just under 20 minutes is what we're planning for, or we'll join in at some point in time just under that 20-minute mark and start then. But until then, jump back on with us if you need to go fix you a cup of coffee, a hot Danish, maybe even, heck, you even have time to come on out here to the ballpark, really, truly. Get on out here to the ballpark, Josh Brown Stadium, the Merrill Blackburn Field, and come watch these Grace Warriors play, battle against those Jena Giants. Be back in a few minutes.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to another beautiful year of baseball here in the 2023 season. Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins bringing you a full slate of Grace Christian baseball here at home, looking to make another run at a state championship that ended in the finals last year in that long rain-delayed, extended come-back and play type of thing, but that is certainly at the top of their minds of getting back and playing for another championship this year. You see out there on the sign along the wall here, we are at Merrill Blackburn Field at Josh Brown Stadium, and all of the wins along the bottom of there. Down the left field wall, of course, are all of them. We'll get to those later. But down the left field wall, you've got all of the baseball signage that marks the state runners-up. The lone state championship is 2017, and you've got three members that played on that team that are assistant coaches for head coach Josh Brown. Josh Gann back alongside Coach Brown and Jacob Ladner and Bryce Marler. They're coaching for this Grace Christian team on what looks to be a very good year. Jamboree action today, so the records and the at-bats, things like that won't count, but it's the last big cleanup. Opening day is Tuesday. You see the retired jerseys along the wall there, the 20 from Jacob Harrison and the one from Jimmy Miller. Bygone era of Grace Christian players that were here, played a long part of that 2016 or 15 season did Harrison, and then Miller went on, was part of that state championship team as, an eighth grader, I expect. So good to be back out at the ballpark. Football pays the bills. Basketball is exciting because weather doesn't get in the way of it. But oftentimes you tell me I tell you can't beat fun at the old ballpark. This is the ballpark that we refer to as the Warriors take the field. We'll go over the lineup with you here momentarily, getting the start out in center field. And this is how they will bat. Starting Carson Courtright in center field. Luke Johnson will be behind the plate. Cody Davis, a scratch in this one, still feeling under the weather there. Canyon Wright, the hard-hitting sophomore first baseman for the Warriors. Seth Cook on the heel. He will be their ace this year as he was much of the last couple of years. Playing shortstop. New everyday shortstop as Johnson moves to do some relief behind the plates. Maddox Adelise there at shortstop. Jack Powell plays third base, bats sixth. Micah Palmer plays right field, number 13, bats seventh. Designated hitter Lane Barton, he will hit for number 14, second baseman Hunter Lonsberry, and then Aiden Cook out in left field. Seth finishing up his warm-up pitches. Zoil Gamar will pitch and lead off for Coach Clay McGuffey's Jena Giants. Paxton Willis will play shortstop. Jacob Belcher, third base. Zach Barker at first. Caden Mersch in left field. Trace Franklin at second base. Carson Willis, the catcher. Rylan Crooks in center field. And Isaiah Todd rounds out the Giants lineup in right field. Clouds starting to make their way in just a little bit. Don't think they will have any concerns with any of the precipitation today. Just a little cool, but anybody that's followed along for a lot of years of Grace baseball know that these February and March games can get pretty chilly out here. Chuck, welcome aboard. I know you've been doing some Tioga softball and Buckeye softball and some other things. Great to have you back here doing baseball with us.
Yes, it's nice to be out here at Merrill Blackburn Field. Last night we did do a little bit of Tioga softball, and they battled against the Lady Panthers out there at Buckeye, and that was a really exciting game despite what the final score showed. It was a quite exciting game, but absolutely chilly it was. And just like this morning when I got up at 8 o'clock this morning, 35 degrees. So I have all my warm undergear on.
Yeah, the boys of summer, they say.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And now starting to sweat a little bit.
Right. Well, it's going to get this one in before it gets nightfall, because if that sun goes down, then it will certainly do it. 6 innings is what this one is scheduled for in Jamboree action. Again, the records won't count. The at-bats won't count, but it'll give us one final tune-up before the Warriors get going on Tuesday as they welcome in Oberlin on that Tuesday night. So here we go. Seth Cook finished up his warm-up pitches, and he is ready to face his counterpart for the Giants in Zoil Gamar, we believe. Gamar, G-E-M-A-R, if you're scoring at home. Outfield again set and ready to go for the Warriors. Of course, Carson Courtright out there in center field, and left is Aiden Cook, and in right field is Micah Palmer. Coach Brown finishing up his discussions with the official, and Zoil should step into the box, and we'll be ready to get this thing going. You see Coach McGuffey making his way back to the third base coaching box, and Stepping in now will be number 5, Zoel Gamar. First delivery from Cook is a strike, and we're underway. Looked like a high strike, but Cook likes to work on that high side of the strike zone, taking every advantage of the top half of it. That one is ground foul back into the fence where the home fans reside there. Warriors, of course, absent from the lineup tonight is their star catcher Cody Davis. We told you he's out with an illness. That one does miss high above the numbers and up near the eyes of Gamar, and it is a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Cook likes to get a strikeout with that curveball. There it is, misses that one, but should have thought it was close. You know, the mark on Cook we saw the last couple of years he's gone. He gets settled in that first inning, and after that he will get up and roll along. Here's the 2-2. That one ground back to Cook, makes a good play, and is going to get it over to the sophomore first baseman, Canyon Wright, for the first out. A good job of fielding his position. And that's one out, bring up the shortstop for the Giants, Paxton Willis, as you'll score that one 1-3 for out number 1. Cook again stares over the top of that glove. Rocks back, delivers, misses this one up high. All get started next week. It'll be a long season trying to get towards those championship games. Here's the 1-0 from Cook. That one misses up high as well. And again, trying to get his rhythm, get adjusted there, and just get on the right page. If you scout Cook, swing and a miss there. Big hack at it from Willis, but he's unable to make contact. If you scout Seth, you realize you got to do your damage with him in the first inning, because like those old Braves pitchers from the 90s, he really gets better as he goes along. Not sure where it missed, but a 3-1 count into Willis. Infield playing back and straight away. Willis coaxes a 5-pitch walk out of Cook, and that's the game's first base runner here with 1 out in the top of the first. Again, the Giants and the Warriors doing battle here. Of course, you see our Wallace Eye Associates scoreboard down in the corner, I believe is where it's at today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, down
bottom
in the
left.
Down in the bottom left, you'll see Valex Federal Credit Union logo that stays there throughout. They are our title sponsor all season long, and that's a first pitch strike for Cook. Went first pitch strike on Gamar and ended up retiring him. Got behind Willis before now getting a first strike pitch into Jacob Belcher, the third baseman for the Giants. That one misses up high. Snap throw from Johnson down to first, and Wright's there to haul it in, albeit just chasing Willis back to first. Happy Mardi Gras weekend to you. Happy Mardi Gras week. A lot of festivities going on. Children's Parade was this morning. The Classic Cars Parade was yesterday, and the big crew parade goes tomorrow. That one down low, and even ball 2 balls, 1 strike. One down top of the first. Runner over at first is Willis. Off and running is Willis. Snap throw down by Johnson in time, but unable to hang on to it. Out at shortstop was Adelise. Would have had to pick it up there, but a good throw by Johnson. Give the stolen base to Paxton Willis, and he gets down to second. Nice afternoon for it. You hear a few of the birds chirping in the background. It's good to be outside calling these and not stuffed in the press box as Cook delivers that one, and that fills the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. One down, runner at second via the walk and the stolen base. Belcher now has worked to the count full. A lot of pitches thrown by Cook as he checks the runner back at second. Misses that one up high, and now he has walked back-to-back hitters. And that will put runners at first and second as Barker, the first baseman, will make his way. And that'll correction. That was Jacob Belcher that coaches the walk. Zach Barker, the first baseman, will now come up. And back-to-back walks for Cook. First pitch strike for Cook as he is running the pitch count up. 17, 18 pitches already thrown in the first inning. For Cook, just one retired.
Ball one on that call.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Hard-hitting lineup for the Warriors set to take their first hacks at it here in the bottom of this one, but a little bit of work to be done yet. Cook still hasn't quite got settled into it now. Has walked back-to-back hitters after getting the hard-hit ground ball back up the middle, and Coach Brown's going to take this opportunity to go out and check it out. And one thing, Chuck, that you've noticed, not to jinx anything by all means, but baseball certainly at a slower pace than the softball you've been covering.
Yes, much slower pace, but kind of like volleyball. It's going to be bam, bam, let's go. And we saw some plays last night in that softball game was much quicker pace. Field's a lot smaller, but they're up and ready to go a lot quicker than the pitching staff in baseball.
Indeed, they are. And, you talk about the pitching in it, too. Those young ladies, you get one good pitcher, and that can run you to a championship as they seem like they can throw 100 pitches, 200 pitches a day.
Yeah, more of a natural movement of the arm, so it's not so much to be concerned with because of the arm movement there. Rotation, rather.
Cook set to deliver now the 2-1 offering to Barker. And whatever Coach said to him worked. It was a strike. Now having to field it, throwing off his off balance there, but that was a tremendous play out at third base by Jack Powell. Jack Powell comes up and gloves one and makes a good throw as he's moving in on it. So that will retire Barker 5-1, 5-3 on the putout for out number 2. Runners do move up 90 feet. That one misses down low to Mersch. 2 out, a ground ball. You'll see the infielders get back to their normal depth. They had come up to double play depth on that one, but of course there's no shot at it. Good job of getting the out by Powell. Cook comes set and delivers the 1-0. Misses that one up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, it's just, we love football, we love basketball. We did some soccer, we've done volleyball, but it's great to be back out here on a Saturday afternoon calling baseball for you. Cook, the 2-0. Swung on and missed. Took a little bit off of that one. Looked like Mersch was geared for the fastball, the Giants left fielder, and just pulled the string on it a bit.
One thing I haven't heard you talk about doing yet was powerlifting. And matter of fact, the regional girls powerlifting meet is at Tioga this weekend.
Cook misses that one up high. 3 balls and a strike, and it's difficult, I think, I know there's always something getting announced in there, but I don't know, maybe we'll work that into the repertoire later, the 3-1 from Cook.
Kind of like a wedding, probably not much play-by-play.
Cook with a sheepish little grin on his face there as that one misses. Thought he had evened things up at 3 balls or filled the count up, but instead issues his 3rd walk of the inning. No strikeouts, and we saw Cook last year in the game strike out 17.
Yes.
In that one in the opening game of the season. But now the bases are loaded. The Giants would like to do some sort of damage here in the top of the 1st. Cook still an opportunity to pitch out of this. Gets that one and a ball and a strike.
Almost get the feeling from the batter there for the for the Giants that they're just going to let him pitch him out.
Well, and that's the wrong one to do that to, because Seth, once he finds that strike zone, can hammer it. But it doesn't look like he's as comfortable as he's been. But, again, we told you that once he gets settled in, running a little bit quicker pace here, that one is smashed down the line, and a base hit's going to score one. Another run comes in to score, and the walks come back to haunt you as Trace Franklin drives an RBI single, a 2 RBI single. And that will bring Mersch over to third, score Belcher and Willis. 2 earned runs for the Giants, and this one puts them up 2-0, and that will bring Carson Willis. But continuing to get behind the batters has troubled Cook in this one early on. Runners at first and third. Thinking about the old first to third?
Why not? Keep them honest.
Franklin, you got to believe, will be off and going, but the Warriors will attempt to get the out. Go back to the earlier runner that Willis, who came around to score, now actually would have been thrown out because the throw from Johnson was in time, unable to handle it out at short. No count on the batter, as both of the last 2 movements have been to keep an eye on the runner at first, and Franklin trying to catch him leaving early perhaps, and Cook delivers this one, misses it up high as well. Carson Willis, the catcher, represents the 7th man to bat in this inning. Already 2 runs across for the Giants. That one misses up high. And again, the pitch count continues to climb. .30th pitch, 32nd pitch coming from Cook. Swung on and missed there. Seems like he's doing a little better with the off speed. The fastball is missing high by Cook here in this first inning. 33 pitches now with this one. 3-1 the count, and those Giants batters are doing a good job looking to draw their 4th walk of the game. They've got 3 and the single. That one is another great play by Powell as he gets up and he throws. Canyon is able to scoop, but Jack Powell, the story of that inning, as that one is scored 5-3. We'll be back to recap that in just a minute. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on. We move to bottom of the first. We'll do it right after this.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Back to Mayor Blackburn Field here on the historic grounds of England Air Park, they used to call it. I think they probably still do. Great inning for that Jena team as they took advantage of 3 Seth Cook walks and a base hit to get 2 runs on the board. The Warriors, though, we'll see what they're able to come out and do. Again, you're missing a couple of players. One, of course, we told you is about the everyday catcher, Cody Davis, but saw a young man on crutches, too, that's going to be a big contributor, and that's Hayden Gainey. Had some ligament trouble, and he's expected to be out 6 weeks in that one. So Warriors will start the front half of the season shorthanded, but I'm telling you, the top 4 hitters for this Warrior team, Chuck, we saw last year in a big way in Court Wright, Luke Johnson, Canyon Wright, and Seth Cook that can hammer the baseball as well as anyone can.
Grand Canyon, as we called him, because he
Indeed, we did, and we'll
several.
Yes, got to see those, and we even dropped off a pair of his old shades here to us. Retired his shades, and told him we're going to hang on to those until he gets into the bigs.
Yeah, he told me, he actually brought them over to me. He says, "Merry Christmas." And I was like, "Merry Christmas?" He said, "Merry Christmas." I said, "You want me to just hold them to you for later?" He said, "No, Merry Christmas." I was like, "Oh, thank you."
Let's see if we can do that. When he comes up to bat, we'll put those on. Leading things off is the center fielder, Carson Cordwright.
That one in the dirt. Oh, turf. I'm sorry. Dirt everywhere else, just turf around the home plate.
The derf, they call that.
Derf. There we go.
Doug Gann alongside Chuck Perkins and Valex Federal Credit Union, bringing you 446 Sports sights and sounds of all of the game all season long from the home games. That one bounces out in front of the plate. And Chuck, this is what makes these games just drag on when the pitchers are unable to really settle in. It's early in the season, though. They still have to get there. They're moving from football to baseball to basketball to everything, and now 3-0. And you get Carson Courtright on base with a walk, it's as good as a triple because he will make his way around to third base in no time. Courtright gets on base, the Warriors will score this inning. And he takes that, does a great job of drawing a 4-pitch walk, does Courtright. Catcher Luke Johnson. Again, Chuck, we talked about it, how long he's got to be taking advantage of that transfer portal or extra COVID year or something. It seems like he's been around 5 or 6 years, but he's got a lot of playing time as an 8th grader. Now he's moved into doing the backup role, some catching, which saves Canyon Wright some trouble on those knees. And they've got Canyon over there at first base and hitting the ball like he does. Leading off of first is Courtright. Back over to first goes Azoil Gamar.
Yeah, and that's what makes it nice, too, like with the structure of Grace, having those junior high kids on campus.
That's right.
They can get some extra playing time with them and just build some continuity.
Good hack at it by Johnson. Just a sweet swing as you'll find. Johnson, of course, a switch hitter. Hits as good from the left as he does from the right and vice versa. You'll see him primarily from that left side, as most of the pitchers that they face are right-handed pitchers, but he can hit it from either side of it, and has good pop from the right side as well. Wind blowing out to center. Dead out this year today. That is going to send Courtright down to second base. It was a passed ball, but he was off and running, so he'll get the stolen base. And that's now 2 balls and no strikes to Johnson with the aforementioned Canyon Wright looming in the on-deck circle, waiting to take his shot at it. Again, 6 innings of baseball today. Stats, records, outcome won't count in this one. That one is in there for the first strike thrown.
Second.
Easy for you to say. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, first one thrown. Yeah, no, he swung at one. That's what it was. Tipped one out.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Johnson. Kamar settles that one in and bounces up. Courtright read it like he had checked it out of the library. He read that one so well. and was off and going. Give him
Nice.
another stolen base. Sending that out to Jess on an airplane wherever he's flying. I know that Jess is watching this one, so there you have it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, we told you that Courtwright gets on first via the walk. He's just as good as at third. And just one batter later, he sits at third in front of that Warrior dugout. And smart move there, as it's early in the game. Courtwright had nothing really to gain by stretching that out and attempting to go home on that one, as you've got Luke Johnson, Canyon Wright, and Seth Cook coming up behind you. One of those guys are going to knock you in, so no need to take any chances. 2-0, the Giants lead it, but the Warriors with a runner 90 feet away. That one smashed into the fence over there by where the visitors sit.
And I saw him jump a little bit.
He hammered that one there.
Yeah. And, you know, him making his way all the way around to third now takes that forced run chance of it turning 2 anywhere in this.
That's correct. You know, I've got that protective netting over here where I'm at too. We're just out of the Keith Stokes box that's to our right. That one is smashed, and the right fielder did not read it at all. That's going to be the RBI double for Luke Johnson, and he stands in and hustles in there. Give him his first RBI. And I mean flat smashed that down the line for the double. That brought Courtwright around to score, and that'll bring Grand Canyon up. And then, Chuck, I told you, anytime Canyon bats, we have to put the Canyon Wright shades on. I mean, it's only fair that we do that.
Nicely done. Too bad I don't have a camera to
you say too bad,
see how
but
throw some shade on you, right?
Second base is where Johnson sits for the moment. Well, what a shot he had down the line. Off-speed stuff to Canyon, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, when I looked up after that ball was hit, the right fielder was just kind of dumbfounded, standing there looking and watched the ball go past him like, oh, let me run after him.
Gobbled him up.
Yes.
Takes a look back at Johnson, does Gamar. Steadies in, settles, and delivers. And that one is called a strike, much to the chagrin of the green and white clad Warrior fan base here. Now, if it's at bat turns out unfortunate, I'll never be able to wear these shades again, you know.
That's just true. But they won't know that until they go back and watch it.
That one is smoked past shortstop. It's going to be an RBI for Canyon. And so mission accomplished with the shades. We'll take them off and save them for another at-bat. But give Canyon an RBI single to left. That was just good base running. So the Warriors, we told you, hard hitting. They've got 3. They've batted 3, scored 2 runs, and 1 over first is Canyon Wright. Seth Cook now the pitcher looking to add to that and break this time. Gave up a couple of runs in the first on those 3 walks and that 1 base hit. See what Seth's able to do. That one in there for the strike. You see the signs that adorn the outfield wall here for the Warriors as you're looking in from our vantage point. A lot of great support for this Warrior team. That one misses and evens it, counted a ball and a strike.
Gotta love the ambiance, Mike.
That's right.
Never know what you're gonna pick up, though.
That good off-speed pitch to Cook, and he swings through that one, misses it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff walk from Courtwright. He's still second and third. An RBI double for Luke Johnson, and then an RBI single for Canyon Wright puts us at 2-2 in the bottom of the first. Kamar stands in and looks, and Wright is off and running. Yes, he can run the bases, too. How about that?
I need those shades back on for while he's on the field.
Right, a straight steal as that one is missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And
tell you what, if it were me still in second, you'd have to have an oxygen bottle out there waiting on me.
Look, just a sophomore. That kid's going to be something before his days are here over with. And before he's at the next level, he's going to head on, take advantage of that pass ball, and he gets high five from Coach Brown with the great base running that he's done. So we'll give that as a wild pitch that got him down and won't award the stolen base. Count is full to Cook. Canyon around third, just a little bit of a lead there. Foot maybe in the grass off of where that dirt area is. It's cut in. And that's another walk. That one misses down low. So the Warriors gave up 3 walks in the first. Now they've worked 2 of them, and that will bring up the shortstop, Maddox Adelise, who will come up to bat with runners at the corners. First base is Cook. Third base, Canyon Wright. Bringing you all the action on this Saturday afternoon. You had a doubleheader over at Menard today that we were able to bring to you, but certainly excited to be back here at Merrill Blackburn Field on the historic grounds of England Airport. Looks in, and a good hack at that one by Adelise as he fouls through strike 1. 4 batters have come to the plate for the Warriors. They've plated a couple of them. The other 2 runners are at first and third. Coach Brown with a little bit of information that he's giving over to his guys, talking to his coaches. Again, they were all part of that 2017 state championship team. As players, that one misses low and evens the count of the ball and a strike to Adelise. Maddox out at shortstop, taking over for Luke Johnson. One ball, 1 strike from Gamar. Throws this one in, misses low, and again, really no reason for those guys on the bases
to move,
to be going anywhere. That's right. Again, Jack Powell, third baseman, who played so solid over there at the hot corner in that first inning, responsible for a couple outs and well played on them. Saved probably a couple of more runs. Ducks under that one, and it is up high. 3 balls and a strike. Maddox Adelise is the 5th batter to bat for the Warriors, and he's a pitch away from loading the bases up for Powell.
See some of the girls, Grace Christian girls wearing uniforms. I'm assuming they had a softball game today.
That one lifted high between first and second. A little bit of trouble, but camping under it is the second baseman, Trace Franklin, and he's going to record the first out for the Giants in this one. It was just a high one from Adelise, and we'll call that F4 for out number 1, and Jack Powell stands in there.
Got to believe myself, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, but got to believe Coach Brown may move that base runner from first to second now.
You expect Cook to be off and going here. Try to put some pressure on that defense.
Take a double play out of the picture now.
Again, we saw the work that Powell did.
That was a ball, the first one?
Yes. They haven't yet to clear the scoreboard that's up there on the ball strike count.
There they go. Swing tip that one.
Good hack from Powell, but equally as good pitch from Zoil Gamar. This Jena team didn't travel a lot of players, just 4 subs on the bench that I see.
Yeah.
Coach McGuffey said, yeah, we just not brought a lot of people with us this time. Curveball misses there. Again, Wright, the base runner at third. He had a big RBI. And then Cook, via the walk, is out at first. And like you, Chuck, I'm curious as why he's not moving there. But there's a base hit from Powell's going to drive in a run. And that'll get runners at first and second. So Powell continuing to impress out there. Give him the RBI. Early on, looking like a player of the game here. Very impressed with the youngster Powell. So that will bring Cook to second base, who walked. Jack Powell reaches via the base hit, and Micah Palmer, the right fielder, will stand in there. 7th man to bat. 3 runs across for the Warriors.
They have 2 outs or just 1?
1 out.
That's what I thought. They changed it up on the board.
They didn't give the run, but they gave the out. So, and look, these are young men in the dugout for the Warriors that are doing that. So there goes the run. Still only the 1 out. Give me a bigger stool, I think.
Yeah. Or some phone books.
It's the second time that suggestion's been made. One of them was from my own son. How about that?
Well, the people, that are watching and listening can't appreciate.
They don't know. That's right. Enough jokes about my height, too, from my dear friends. 1 down, runners at first and second. Force is on. Very impressed with Jack Powell early on. Had a couple of great Gold Glove type plays over at third base, and he comes up with an RBI base hit here. 3 hits for the Warriors to go along with 3 runs. Like that one missed high.
I think it's 2-2 now. From what I just saw the umpire hold up. I got corrected yesterday. I said field judge.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Ground ball to third. Going to have to come up with a big play, and it is. Great work by the third baseman. And that was, let's see who that is over at third. Jacob Belcher come up and made a fine play. That will push the runners up 90 feet. Cook will go to third. Powell will go to second. And that retires Palmer for the second out of the inning. Still 3-2. Lane Barton, the designated hitter, will come in. He will bat for second baseman Hunter Lonsberry.
Runners are in scoring position for sure. Another strong base hit would be nice.
Yeah, base hit should score a couple. You know with 2 outs that Powell will be off and running from second base. 3 base hits, 3 runs, a couple of walks for the Warriors here in the bottom of the first. Long first inning. When you put up these runs for both sides of it, it does add up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Getting
right.
chilly?
Yeah, just this hand because it's not moving as much.
That's a good thing because you're not left-handed.
Right. Then I'd have to put on the other glove.
Right.
Gamar trying to get out of this one. Misses up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Barton. Aiden Cook, the 9th batter of the inning, waiting. Gamar set to deliver. And doesn't get the call, was walking off as the rest of his Giants teammates were doing the same, but instead they all returned now to look at this full count. A lot of 3s and 2s out on the board, Chuck.
Lots
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3-2. Warriors have the lead. Bottom of the first. And that one is there for strike 3. So Barton down on strikes for the 3rd out. Warriors send 8 to the plate in the bottom of the first. They score 3. They leave 2 runners on. Good base hits by the Warriors that time. Luke Johnson, Kenyon Wright, and Jack Powell had base hits along with RBIs. 3-2 Warriors lead. We head to the top of the second. We'll do it right after this on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Back to Merrill Blackburn Field we go. Again, alongside of Chuck Perkins, 3-2 Warriors lead. And as it is, jamboree action. Free substitution allowed in this one. And Coach Brown is going to send Jack Powell out there, who's had himself a pretty good game.
I'm laughing because you said Coach Brown. He double-checked and looked at you real
Oh,
quick.
he thought I was talking to him, yeah. And that moves Canyon Wright over to third base. Seth Cook will move out to first. Yeah, they gotta know that I'm talking to our folks at home and not to him.
Yeah, and of course, he's used to us being out by the scoreboard, out in that left center field, right center field rather, and now we are right beside the dugout. So, any quick hand gesture of come see us, he'll come over to us. Gotta love him for that.
Yeah, I had to track him down last year.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get. Yeah, there we go. Put my hoodie up now. That's so we gave you the defensive changes that's out there. That has Cook over at first base. He went 1 inning, gave up a couple of earned runs there in the first. Canyon Wright moves over to third, and Powell, who made those great plays at third, will move out to the hill.
You can put your hoodie on and actually put your headphones over your hoodie.
I guess I could. Squaring around and coming in to bunt was Ryland Crooks, but that one misses ball one. Top of the second here from Grace Christian. First game was Monterey and Peabody. Another game coming up behind this one. The Warriors just one game on the day. That'll change next week as they play Tuesday night. They welcome Oberlin in, and then they'll play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week. And all the games at home we'll bring to you here via courtesy of Valex Federal Credit Union, as well as all of our other sponsors. And the Warriors pitchers struggling to find the strike zone early on.
Work it out in the jamboree.
That's the place that you wanna struggle a little if you're going to do it.
But you'd like to have those highlights and work on some other minor things.
Again, squaring to bunt, but I think just trying to draw that infield in a little bit.
Doug's having to do the Eskimo thing here.
We're going to give it a whirl there with the headphones, and that does work, Chuck. Not bad. Ball four, and that is the third walk issued by Warriors pitching as Ryland Crooks, the 8-hole hitting center fielder, makes his way down to first, and that'll put Isaiah Todd there. Isaiah Todd batting ninth, playing right field. A lot of baseball, softball action going around. Again, doubleheader you're able to watch here on 446 Sports. If you're new to us, we invite you to that one is driven out to center field. Courtwright coming up and makes that play. Carson not really going to struggle out there in center field as he is
very comfortable out there.
Yeah, he's as solid as continues that long line of solid center fielders that the Warriors have had. Brown likes to put probably one of his best athletes out there in center field.
I can't tell one of the opposing teams has a batter named McCoy. Hatfield, rather. Cartwright. What am I reaching for?
I don't know what you're doing, Chuck, but it need to get back.
Cartwright.
The one thing about Tioga softball that you do, Chuck, is that you just film it a lot and don't talk. That chases Cook back into foul territory, and it just goes over that green-topped plastic cover over the top of the fence for a foul ball as we move back to Gamar, who is at the start of the lineup and the pitcher for the Warriors. So it would be just to tell you, it was the Hatfields and McCoys is what
Right.
it is.
I
The
realized that in the
Courtrights
middle of the
are
story.
from Bonanza.
That's what
so
it was.
Complete different things.
Yeah.
So Chuck, we're going to ask you to continue to work that camera and production as well as you're doing. Shh. That's the technical term is shh.
And I found the mute button.
There you have it. 0-1 the count to Gamar as he pushed that one foul. Powell looks over his left shoulder, now thinks about going back to first and does not. Seth Cook just the 1 inning, and again, Coach Brown trying to get all of his pitchers at last. A little bit of work before the season starts. That one lifted straight away. Johnson chunks the mask away and unable to pull that one in. And again, it's just a different look when you're coming up from the catcher's spot. Luke is sure-handed as anyone that's out there, but misses that one, and it falls harmlessly down for foul, for strike number 2.
May not be the best, the prettiest way to get the strikes, but you know that it still strikes.
Well, and if you are Gamar, you've got to take advantage and make the Warriors pay for that. Should have been an out.
Right.
Good pitch there, and Jack gets the strikeout. And that is out number 2. 0 for 2 on the day is Gamar. He had ground out pitcher to first on that big play by Seth back in the first inning. Paxton Willis will come up. He walked, had a stolen base, and scored.
Fouled back.
That one gets ripped back to the fence. Tell you what, I'm impressed with the play early on by Jack Powell, the work he did over at first base, and then again what he did at third and what he's doing on the mound. Paxton Willis, we said, stands in there ready to go. He scored one of these runs following a walk. Two down, though, in the top of the second. Warriors trying to get out of this inning without a run, and a snap throw over to Cook at first. And that chases Ryland Crooks back to first base.
Do a little bit of work here on my screen because the scoreboard seems to have lost connection.
Yeah, because it's 3-2.
Yeah. It's showing right on my phone, but
that was in there for a strike, and Luke Johnson gets a throw down to first. Not in time. 0-2 the count to Willis. If you're looking ahead to the bottom of the second, it sees Aiden Cook and then Courtright and Johnson back to the top of the order for the Warriors in the bottom of the second. But we played top of the second with 2 outs. 0-2 count to Willis. And that one is swung on and missed. Going to have to throw down. And the play is made over at first. So you'll score that, the strikeout swinging, and then 2-3 on the putout. So give Jack Powell 2 strikeouts that inning. Belcher, Barker, and Mersch will lead off the third for the Giants when we come back. But they have just 1 walk. They leave a man on. No runs, no hits, no errors. Going to the bottom of the second, Warriors lead this one 3-2. We'll be back after this on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back to the bottom of the second we go here at Merrill Blackburn Field, home of the Grace Christian Warriors, and Aiden Cook will lead things off for the Warriors in the bottom half of the second. Left fielder number 7 to look to get back to the top of the order. And that, I guess that juggernaut of a top 4 there, you've got Courtwright, Johnson, Wright, and Cook. And again, you're missing Cody Davis and Hayden Gainey out of this lineup as well. So we'll look to get them back. New pitcher for Jena. This one, Chuck, and we'll have to get his number.
See, he'll turn around here in just a second. Or he's going to turn the opposite way. There we go. 23.
Well, the only problem with that is they didn't give us numbers for these guys. So as they start moving around, we're kind of in a bind.
And he's a lefty.
So we won't be able to give you his information. We'll just keep you up on what the Warriors are doing in this one. Aiden takes that one in there for ball 1. So anyway, we told you the crew parade is tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Had a couple of good parades. Going to be a chilly one. They're honoring Chris Chalette, Mr. Mardi Gras, as he hangs it up after 15 years working with the AMGA. And so he'll go out as Grand Marshal. Got his Grand Marshal's reception this evening. Been invited. We'll go out and just hang out. Is that one also misses? So 3-0 count. And look, if you're the Jena pitcher, the last thing you want to do is come out and issue a leadoff walk to the 9-hole hitter. You want to come out and get that out, but has yet been able to find the strike zone.
That one was in.
That's the old obligatory 3-0 strike.
If it's close. Jena coach pulling the catcher to the side, having a word with him.
Clean inning for the Warriors there as they held the Giants off of the scoreboard. Again, we told you, if you're watching just on Facebook, we invite you to hop over to YouTube, to our YouTube channel. Much better signal and quality if you can't find our Boxcast. That's the link that's always going to be posted as Boxcast. But if you go over there and give us a like and a follow on our YouTube page at 446 Sports, is all you have to do is search that. It's youtube.com /C/446 Sports, and that will get you to where all of our games are archived. That fills the count up to Cook, and that's what you want to do. You've got to come after the 9-hole hitter.
And some big support you can give us while you're there on the YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you a nickel.
We really appreciate that.
Here's the full count delivery. It comes all the way back in that one and gets the strikeout. And Cook, who was ahead in the count 3-0, ends up striking out. That's the first out, and that'll get you back to the top of the Warrior order. And Carson Courtwright, who back in the first walked, had a couple of stolen bases, and scored on that RBI double from Luke Johnson.
Senior, and you said Cook who? That's who I heard was Cuckoo.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, my brain knows different ways.
That one smashed up the middle. It's going to be a base hit for Carson Courtwright, right back where it came from. And that's going to send Luke Johnson to the hill, who doubled right past the right fielder out where that Canes logo is in right field. I'm telling you, the top 4, and when Cody Davis comes back, top 5, I'll tell you, I'll put that 5 up against anybody that hits the baseball this year that plays the Warriors. Those guys can really smash the ball.
Got some drums going off on the dugout there.
Misses low and chases Courtwright back to first base. Courtwright with a good piece of first pitch swinging there. Knew that the young left-hander was going to try to establish the strike zone, and when he did, Carson just took it right back up the middle.
Yeah, pitcher asked for a timeout there for a moment to confer with his catcher. Wondering if they're going to pull something.
A lot of times they're just getting their signs straight because you have somebody looking straight in at you from the first base side. Having Courtright over there, who's just as savvy as any of these Warrior leadoff hitters have been the last several years. That one bounces around, and you thought a little bit too wrong. Carson's going to see that, and he's going to take third, yeah.
He's going to roll him.
That's just a good piece of base running. Courtright's got to get down. He's in there safe at third, and just very smart base running. And so you'll give him stolen base. You'll give him third on the error. Score that E1. Again, if you're scoring at home, error, the stolen base, credit him and give the error getting him over to third base. But again, we told you, Chuck, if Carson gets on first base, it's good as him being on third because he will be there a few pitches later. And now he's back with Luke Johnson set to bat with a 1-0 count. Luke pounds this out in front of the plate. And that's going to record the out as Luke is there for the second out. Back to the pitcher. He did a good job of looking Courtright back to third and score that 1-3, and Canyon will come to bat. And, Chuck, you know what that means.
Yes, indeed.
It's time for our Wallace Eye Associates Shade Watch as we get Canyon back up there.
And I say this on the play prior to that first base throw out there, but the overthrow to first base that brought is it Luke right here? 42?
This is Carson.
Right. That brought him over to third. I mean, that right fielder for the Giants got on his horse, got over there, got that ball quick. That was a near tag out over here.
Play was a lot closer than folks had intended it to be.
It shouldn't have been that close, but he's got some speed on him. I'll give him that. Made a great throw over here.
Canyon Wright, the sophomore, stands in ready to go.
That's a strike call.
0-1 the count to Wright. Fourth batter to hit this inning. No runs in for the Warriors yet. Good work by 23 for the Giants. One ball, one strike to Wright. Again, Jamboree action, they'll play 6 unless there's a 10 run after 5 type of setup that there was in the prior game, but a game that it still went long. I don't expect you'll see a run rule in this one, though. That one smashed by Canyon. That's going to be another base hit and score the run. So Canyon, a couple of singles on the day and a couple of RBI.
Canyon may have been on done a little track practice on the offseason with that run around the bases he did earlier. You think?
It's a possibility. He really got after it out there. Seth will come there now. 4-2. Warriors have the lead in this one. Yeah, we did see a stolen base from Canyon the last time he was on base.
Lefty this time looking at him, eyeing him down.
Cook stands in there, and we've made it a full almost 2 innings. And so I visited with his mom. Of course, she'll shut her with this, and she says, look, she says, I just need you to say stuff nice about me. You say nice stuff about me, she said, and I'll say nice stuff about you. And I said, well, that'll probably last about an inning. And said, no, but a great family as always.
Feel my pain.
Right? The Cooks are just solid warrior parents, and you see that out of this. It goes back just a long, long way, the family atmosphere here. One thing that I did mention, though, is as the count moves to 2-0, we're looking for something from Mike Cook. You know, last year when he came in the playoffs there, he had the green hair and the cutoff overalls, and that one is hammered out to right field way back. Going to bounce off the Rio Rojo sign. Canyon digging around second to third, and he looks like he'll be held at third and is. But a big-time smash off of the right field wall by Cook.
Yeah,
and he's now
high.
He's now 1 for 1 on the day. Walked it back in the first.
Canyon had them shoulders high. Boy, he was chucking it on around that corner.
He was getting it. So last inning, we saw this same scenario here with Cook at first and Wright at third, and Maddox Adelise stands in there. He flew out to second base his first time up. We'll see if Cook is off and running on this one, perhaps to draw a throw. Adelise to short, going to be handled there. Shortstop's got it for the third out. Score that one 6-3. So the Warriors pick up one run. Carson Courtright comes around to score on the Canyon right base hit. And the Warriors leave 2 on. Cook and Canyon. Powell, Palmer, and Barton will lead off for the third for the Warriors when they come back around, but due up when we come back, Belcher, Barker, and Murch for the Giants. We've completed 2. It's Warriors 4 and Jena 2 on 446 Sports.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Back to Merrill Blackburn Field we go here at Josh Brown Stadium. I am Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins. Warriors lead this one 4-2. And again, we talked to you about some noticeable names out of the lineup. Cody Davis, the everyday catcher, is not there. Your starting left fielder from last year, Cooper Courtright, is out of this one. Carson in there, but little brother Cooper is not in the contest today. He is out with an injury, and then you have Hayden Gainey, who will be a starter when he gets back in there. So that's 3 key players and bats that are out of this lineup. Powell goes back to the hill to work his second inning of work. So that was Cody. Second and third innings are Powell, and that's a 0-1 the count here. Powell, very impressive in that first inning, had a couple of strikeouts. Matter of fact, struck out the last 2 that he faced. Had a leadoff walk to Crooks and then retired the next 3 batters. Come on out to the ballpark today. There's another game following this one here in the Jamboree. Grab you a hamburger. Something about a ballpark hamburger, ballpark hot dog that really does it. There's popcorn, there's peanuts and Cracker Jack. Come out and visit. Enjoy this beautiful afternoon.
And they got real fries. I mean, they're fried in grease. They're not fried baked in the oven.
The only thing missing from out here are those Sweet Joy King cakes.
Oh my goodness!
You know that's if we had some of the Sweet Joy King cakes. Look, I'm telling you, tried them last night at the Taste of Mardi Gras, and of course the other night at our parade they were out there, and
surely she would know that I would be here and that I hadn't been there, and would have brought at least a piece for me. I don't know.
Look, I think what happens is we've ate so many of them. They're opening up their location in Pineville, and can't wait for that. That's just around the corner.
That's just right across the highway from where I work too.
Powell misses high with that one, and that is a walk to Belcher. So he walked the leadoff hitter back in the second and then retired the side. He's got so that would have been, Belcher that walks. That is Zach Barker now, who ground out to third. Jack got him on a good play from third.
Ball one.
Misses there. Don't see the bullpen if there's any activity down there.
Haven't seen anybody walk past us.
That would be a good indicator.
Since we are in their interception area.
2 balls, no strikes. As Powell not having the success that he had in the first, again, struck a couple of players out. The final one, Paxton Willis, of course, was a drop third strike. But he was thrown out, catcher to first.
Swinged at that one, down in the turf.
Runner at first is Jacob Belcher. Barker stands in there. He ground out. Belcher scored one of those runs back in the first inning after reaching on a walk. Snap throw back down to first was solid, but not in time. And another 3-1 count. Back-to-back 3-1 counts for Belcher, or for Powell. This one on Barker now. Good looking strike, fills the count up. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You said this one's scheduled for 6, right? All
Yes.
these jamborees? Okay.
Yes. But there is a 10 after 5. But like we said, these two going at it, missing a couple of players. Don't expect this to be a run rule game. Good move from Powell, but diving back in was Belcher, who does not seem to have a lot of room off of first base over there. He's not taking just a huge lead at all. Again, big thanks to all of our sponsors. We've got another one that we'll announce coming up. Join us for our Josh Brown Warriors Coaches Show. That'll begin Sunday evenings out at Fatburger, starting next Sunday at 6 p.m. You'll want to join us out there. And we started talking about it and said, hey, want to go eat somewhere on Sunday nights and talk baseball? Oh, yeah, you had me at eat somewhere. That was it. So excited about joining the folks out at Fatburgers for the Warrior Roundup with Josh Brown, head coach, will join us for that. We'll talk about the week behind us and what's coming up ahead for the Warriors. We'll do that starting next Sunday at 6 p.m. out at Fatburgers on Versailles.
One of my favorite burgers they have there is the burger that is on a lettuce wrap instead of on a bun. But their seasoning on their patties is so good, really, really good. I love those fat fries, too.
All of them are to me. Caden Mersch, the batter, missed that one, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Mersch walked, was the third walk of the inning for the Giants as they plated 2. Well, that sun going down, clouds starting to move in has brought that chill back just a little bit.
Has indeed.
Just about had him leaning over there, but Belcher diving back in. Belcher getting a little bit more of a lead every time, trying to measure up that lead from Powell. See if he can maybe take second. He's off and go, and knew that was going to happen. Luke with a good throw, but it seemed like Belcher was just measuring that up the entire time and was off and running there. A little bit out of sorts here.
Saw a picture. I shared it with you on Facebook. Something about you had one job where somebody mapped out the batter's boxes on the baseball field and had the box over the top of the home plate. You had one job.
3 balls, no strikes to Mersch. Runner out at second is Belcher. He's there via the stolen base moments ago. Powell delivers the 3-0 and gets that one, strike 1. 1 down in the top of the third. This one's scheduled for 6. In our new press area this year, our media area, Appreciate the folks at Grace Christian here building us a little stand to sit in. That one fouled.
A little designated sign for us as well as we
Right,
walk
it
up.
says stay out.
Yes.
Unless you're media. So we'll take that.
And specifically the 446 Sports Media.
Visited with the Centerline Preps people last night too,
did
and
you?
there's some talks about perhaps collaborating some things with those guys. Well, I'm telling you, it's a good time to be. Coverage is really taking off with our 446 broadcasts, and we owe it all to all of our sponsors and all the people that watch us. That ball is up high and is going to draw another base on balls. That's 1, 2, 3, 6 walks Warriors pitching have issued in just 2 1/3 innings. So I know that Brown's not going to be happy about that. Trace Franklin will stand in there ready to go. He did have a base hit and 2 RBI in that 3-run first inning, or that 2-run first inning, as strike one is there to Trace. So he's the one that smoked it down the right field line and accounted and drove in Willis and Belcher in the first.
And on a good note, even though they've given that many walks, they've only held them to 2. They've held them to 2 runs, so they've made some recovery defensively in the field for it. But yeah,
correct, they did.
Still not the ideal situation that Coach Brown would be looking for there out of his pitching staff. That one's high.
Powell not having the success that he had in the first. He's now on his 4th batter that he's faced. He's walked 2 of them, so out of 8 batters that Powell has faced, he's issued 3 walks. Had 2 strikeouts and the 1 base hit. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Willis, Crooks, and Todd due up following Franklin. You're 7, 8, 9 in the order coming up, so Powell needs to get out of this, keep that lead. There is the strikeout, so that's Powell's 3rd strikeout. Got that one looking. So he makes up for that 2 RBI single that Franklin had in the first. And then I'll bring catcher Carson Willis in, trying to get something. Powell just 1 out away from getting out of this one. So the 1 inning by Cook, we got to believe, is equivalent to a little bullpen session, as he just came out and got the start and was going an inning through about 33, 34 pitches. But we expect he'll be the day 1 starter come Tuesday night.
I don't know if you heard that, Doug, but that foul ball went straight back out into the parking lot, and there was the shatter of glass.
Oh, no.
That,
I'm parked
plays.
way down on this end.
I know that's a lovely sound that you have envisioned.
Oh, I had that last year for the first time in years of calling sports, and that was the first busted windshield that I had ever had. But it wasn't here. It was over at LC when I did some fill-in work at PA over there. 2 balls and a strike. Beautiful day is turning into a cloudy and overcast and chilly afternoon.
Still beautiful. Absolutely.
Guys, you're out at the ballpark. That's what
right.
makes the beauty of it. That one smashed up the middle and off of the glove of Lonsberry. 1 run is in. Courtright bobbles it, unable to control it there, and that will hold. They will hold the runner at 3rd. But smash up the middle off the glove of Lonsberry. Thought he had it, and that scored Belcher for the 2nd time. Mersch will make his way over to 3rd, and Willis on in hard smash. We'll have to see how they score that here. But it is 4-3. Ryland Crooks, who had a walk in the 2nd, did the center fielder from the Giants, was left at first base following that.
think I might reposition that camera that I have for my pitcher home plate view.
Okay.
Set it on top of this pole that's sitting in front of us. Just have to remember to have some kind of a.
Powell thought about a move to third base and then zips it back to first, but runner was not going.
Might get you to reach up there and put it up there, Doug.
Reach up there?
You can stand on top of this.
Mm-mm.
Still this 2 foot that we're off the ground. Are you uncomfortable with?
Absolutely. That one over to right at first, or third, who gloves that one. Long throw across the diamond is dropped. And now right back over to Canyon. Ball's going to be there in time. That'll get the out at third, but score the run ahead of that. So we'll sort that out for you when we come back. But the Giants pick up 2 runs to tie it up in the top of the third. We'll tell you how to score that last one when we come back. You're watching Grace Christian Baseball on 446 Sports.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Back here to Merrill Blackburn Field, and we'll catch you up on the last scoring of that one. So they'll credit Ryland Crooks reaching first on an error by Seth Cook, the first baseman, dropped that one that came in. And then Carson Willis will be the third out of the inning, score that one 3-6, 3-5, first to third on the putout. So an error allowed Crooks to reach, and then Cook gathers it back up and gets a throw over to right at third base for the final out of the inning. But the run did score. Coming across, Caden Merce scored. Jacob Belcher earlier than that scored his second one, and that gave the Giants 2 runs on no hits, 2 walks and an error, no hits in that inning. So the Warriors not giving up a lot of hits, only 3 hits on the, only 1 hit on the afternoon for the Giants, and they have 4 runs. And the Warriors will now be back up and ready to go. Jack Powell.
That's better color in that view there.
All right, there you have it. Facing the lefty, number 23, once again, don't have a name as the numbers were not turned in. But 1 ball and 1 strike to Powell. 1 hit for the Giants, Chuck, in this game, and they've got 4 runs. And that's that's not what you want to see.
Swing and a miss.
Powell had an RBI single down the right field line back in the first. He scored Canyon right. That one high towards second base and in the air. And it is dropped. right out of the glove, almost too high up into the sky on that one. But that's going to get Jack Powell down at first. Officially, you'll have Powell 1 for 2 on the day, the base hit, and now reaching on the air. And Micah Palmer will come to the plate, the right fielder. So hopefully soon you'll get back Cody Davis, Cooper Courtwright, and Hayden Gainey, and that will solidify this 9 for Coach Brown and his assistants, Coach Gann, Coach Ladner, and Coach Marler.
They bringing him some sunshades out there to that second baseman, and
don't give him that. No. It's not the it wasn't the sun that did it.
His first baseman brought him some over to him, but watching it, he kind of looked off right when the ball got close to his glove.
Sharp smash looks like 2. Second base in time. The turn and throw is no good. Not going to be an error issued on it. You'll just score it shortstop to second. So 6-4 on the put out of Powell. And reaching on a fielder's choice is Micah Palmer. You cannot give the error there because you can't assume the double play. So just credit the fielder's choice to Micah Palmer, and Lane Barton, the designated hitter, will stand in there ready to go.
There's some sight sounds, rather, from the ballpark. And they were missing something.
Little ambulance, Mike.
Ambulance, Mike.
The blankets starting to make their way out.
Yes.
As we play bottom of the third, halfway through this one.
My warm gear that I have on underneath here is starting to pay off as well.
Yeah, I missed the boat on that one. Two balls, no strikes. They call that one a ball to Barton. Palmer, the right fielder for the Warriors, over at first. That one is in there for a strike. So Aiden Cook to follow before you get back to the top of that Warrior lineup. A move from the lefty, but again, Palmer really not leading off of first too very much. Not certain about checking otherwise, other than just to keep the batter off balance a little bit and not let him dig in and get it timing. Like a hot chocolate day out here. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Evens it.
Evens it up, yeah. I've dropped the other thing.
Thank you.
I didn't know if you were trying to bait me like I did with the Super Bowl joke on you.
No.
Got him looking.
Struck out looking. Lane Barton goes down on strikes for the second consecutive at-bat. Aiden Cook will stand in ready to go. He represents the 9-hole hitter. He struck out last time as well. Struck out to lead off the second inning.
That one called strike.
Nothing in 1, the count to Cook. Aiden stands in there.
Just able to see the umpire through the wave of folks here in front of us. That one's fouled back out.
Yeah, fouled back directly over the press box, and will find its way out into the roadway. 2 runs for Jena in the first, 2 runs again in the third, gave them their 4.
Look at them 2 guys standing there.
Yeah, that's right, just hanging out. Great to be able to come out and call and watch your son. My other son moved back from Natchitoches yesterday, so he's back in town, and it's a lot of GAN time in Central Louisiana now. He's getting married April the 1st, as a matter of fact. That's coming up right around the corner. Noah is. Noah graduated here from Grace in 2019. Played for team that year for Brown.
You know, if you change that first I or first N in your name to an I, you'd have a lot of gain being made.
No, we're not doing that. Again, it goes back to the mute button. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cook.
Swing and a miss.
Swung on and missed, and back-to-back strikeouts for Barton and Cook. Courtwright, Johnson, and Wright will lead things off, and the Warriors swing it again in the 4th, but due up for Coach McGuffey and his Giants from Jena, Todd, Gamar, and Willis, 9-1-2. We'll see what they can do right after this on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
On to the top of the 4th we go, tied at 4-4. A couple of defensive moves for the Warriors. Seth Cook will go out to shortstop. Kenyon Wright moves back over to first base where he played all of last year as a freshman. And Jack Powell, following his time on the mound, will come back to third base. And that means we have a new Warrior pitcher, and that is Maddox Adelees. Maddox Adelees comes in from shortstop where he has been getting a little bit of advice from Luke Johnson. And Adelees now will go to the hill to face 9-1-2 in this one, Isaiah Todd, who flew out to center field, and Carson Courtwright his last time up. Adelees misses on that one, but first time that I've seen Maddox pitch, and he's got a good fluid moment, really gets through his delivery well.
Swing on
that one there, yeah. You know, you like to see a young pitcher that he has his mechanics and he goes through everything correctly, looks in, and you get the same thing from him every single time.
Another swing.
Pounding the strike zone is Adelees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wow, haven't seen him much, but just on this one batter, looking good. Just going in there and getting it as the Warriors throw it around. Powell has to climb the ladder to get that one. But very impressive first batter worked by Maddox Adelees. Adelees gets the strikeout of Isaiah Todd, and back to the top of the Giants' order, Zoil Gamar, who was the starting pitcher. He's ground out to the pitcher and struck out.
Ooh, that was hot. He swung at it. I mean, that was up about brim of his hat, of his helmet.
Well, when you stand there on deck and you watch a pitcher just pound the strike zone, you're up there hacking first pitch fastball, and
That one's low and away.
Adelise, just really impressive.
It's been fun to have the batter chase that one also, but that's a hit down
That
third.
one ground over to Powell. He's been solid from third
Oh,
today, and he air-mails that one. Canyon has to chase it down. And Warrior defense has had some issues and concerns today.
And that one just barely stayed in the fence over there, hit the top green
Well,
portion.
and it saved Gamar from getting down to second base, because if that ball goes over the top and out of the playing field, then it would have moved Gamar down to second base.
Right.
One out, still the double play is there. Cook and Lonsbury in the middle infielder in double play depth. That one in there for a strike. Paxton Willis has a walk and a strikeout on the day. He scored the first run for the Giants all the way back in the first. We play here in the top of the fourth. Next team's up, starting to make their way in. Bolton, I see the Bears coming in.
I do see that. Looks like new uniforms. They're very, very good-looking uniform, that blue and that white.
0-2 the count to Paxton. Again, a strikeout victim for the third out of the inning, looking to make him the second out of the inning here.
Almost looks like Grant on the side of that bus over there.
Maybe, I believe they were coming over here today. 2 runs for Jena in the top of the first, nothing in the second. 2 for them in the top of the third. Now here it's due to get them nothing in the top of the fourth. By the way of patterns, I don't think that works, but we'll take it. Smashed out to center field. Court right there is there. And that's the hardest ball to judge, is that ball that's hit on a line drive right at you. Courtwright made it look easy, and he retires Willis for the second out of the inning. Line drive out to Courtwright there, and Jacob Belcher will bat. He scored 2 runs. He walked twice and scored 2, so you've got to keep him off the bases.
I've seen fish out of water make smoother moves back to the bag than that guy did on that one.
Just a slow, hitchy move by Adelise. And what I mean by that is it's just not fluid, but it sure gets in. There's a good throw. Again, 5 steps ahead. And Johnson's throws have been there in time. Just one was dropped and the other one was off target. But that one got Gamar by 5 easy steps. So a caught stealing there from Luke Johnson and give Gamar the third out of the inning. That will bring Belcher back up when they come back up in the 5th. No runs, no hits, nobody left on, due up for the Warriors in the bottom of the 4th. Courtwright, Johnson, and Wright when we come back.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
back to Merrill Blackburn Field, and we move to the bottom of the fourth and talking a little Fat Burgers.
Yeah.
That's going to be our home on Sunday evenings. We will host the Josh Brown Show and talk Warrior baseball from 6 to 7 on Sunday evening. So we invite you to come out and check out Fat Burger, proud sponsor of the Josh Brown Show and Grace Christian Baseball on 446 Sports.
And I was wondering why, when I was telling you about one of my favorite ones out there, your mouth wasn't watering like mine does. I told you wrong. I thought it was lettuce on both sides of the patty. It is 2 patties with lettuce and tomato and all the goodies in between it. So there's no bun. It's just double meat.
Seems rather sloppy.
But it's great with forks and knives.
All right, new pitcher on for Jena, right-hander now. That is number 25, and I think I have that. That is Paxton Willis. Started out at shortstop, so Paxton Willis takes over. This is Carson Courtright. Courtright has reached on a single and a walk and has scored both times. The quintessential leadoff hitter.
A bonanza of things that he's got going for him, right?
Stop. That's the Cartwrights, not the Courtrights.
Oh, Court.
This is the Court, C-O-U-R-T.
Cartwright.
This is C-O-U-R-T.
Another one blown. 2-1 as you count.
So we'll start that not this Sunday because it's Mardi Gras week, but next Sunday we will be out there at 6 p.m.
Oh,
that is on Versailles. Just as you're coming from the Coliseum area, just down there on your right as you're coming from Grace Christian, you'll come down through Lark, go on down to Versailles, and it'll be on your left following the 2 lakes.
Yep.
That one is ground foul.
There's 2 sets of shopping centers right there, not too far from one another. So if you pull into one and you don't see Fat Burger, go to the other one.
Well, Rotolo's is there,
Yes.
Fat Burger, and that Buffalo Wings, and that's all which combined. The little patio seating in the middle, but we will be inside at Fat Burgers where we'll be.
Yep. And if the weather's nice, it'd be nice to sit up outside.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because that little patio area between the two.
They share
nice.
that with Rotolo's, so
Yes.
we're not sure if we'll be able to get that, but we invite you to all come out and check out Fat Burgers. Here's the delivery. That one lifted high down the line and foul over that bullpen area that is here.
While we're around this way, we can see there's several folks sitting over here in the student section.
That's right. And not paying much attention to you. They're not concerned with you, Chuck.
Not at all. Not at all. Not in the least. Trying to get them a little camera time.
Courtright, Johnson, and Wright due up here in the bottom of the fourth.
Somebody go get that ball.
Here, you're up close and intimate to what's going on.
Opposed to last year.
Oh yeah, when we were way out.
Trying to shotgun mic it in.
Here's the delivery. That one right back up the middle, going to be covered in there at shortstop. Shortstop's been solid all day. That is Gamar, who was the leadoff pitcher, and that's Courtright being retired for the first time today. And that'll bring up Luke Johnson, score him 5-3 on the putout. Luke Johnson has a double and an RBI and ground out to the pitcher, so he is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. Look, if you get through these top 4 batters unscathed, you've had yourself a pretty good inning.
Yes.
So Courtright, the first one down. Spent a little time batting DH last year, but just seems so comfortable leading things off.
And they got a new pitcher out there as well. I don't know if you covered that already.
They did. That's a young man that was over at shortstop, Paxton Willis. He's the one that actually lined out last inning. That one lower half, but is a strike to Johnson. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He checked it out like he wanted to cut on it.
2 balls and 1 strike actually is what we have.
Down in the
Coming up immediately after the game, we will visit with Coach Brown just momentarily and get his thoughts on this one before he goes out and talks to his kids. Now he didn't have to run all the way out to center field to do that. And it is Grant and Bolton that will play after this one.
Oh, got him swinging.
Strike 3, swing.
Nope. Strike 2.
Yeah, strike 2.
I just got him big swing on that one. Sorry.
Grant and Bolton will do battle here. Following this one, you have to come out and watch it as we're only set to stream this one. That one misses up high, and Johnson will get down to first base with his first walk of the day. Warriors have walked just 3 times today. I believe 7 free passes issued by Warrior pitching. And this one is tied at 4 apiece. And big, Canyon's back up, and I'd be remiss not to have the shades on, yeah.
There you go, no pitch yet. Okay.
Canyon yet to find yard
down in the dirt.
This game misses low. Had a good RBI to center field on that single. Actually stole a base and reached third on a wild pitch, and then had a single. So he's 2 for 2 on the day.
And he's reached third on both at bats. So.
Yep, scored in the first. That one misses down low. You want to be very careful with Wright. Anytime he connects, ball can leave the yard.
Yeah. It was really, I don't know if you could see it on the camera or not, but when that ball was down, he threw up his hand real quick because he saw that the catcher had it to keep his base runner safe. 3 balls.
3-0 count to Canyon, and you know he has the green light here. Coach Brown does not hold Wright up. If he gets one that's grooved in there, Canyon will be hacking at it. Has the ability to turn around any pitch he sees.
Just a sophomore. That is amazing.
When misses down low, and that is ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Paxton Willis, and that gives you Seth Cook with a good opportunity to break this tie open. Seth Cook, Adelise, and Powell due up. Runners at first and second. Got to get something into the outfield. You know that Johnson will score more than likely on a base hit. He is very keen on his base running, gets off the base, gets as good a jump as anyone. Here's the delivery. That one in there for strike 1. And the Warriors will be back in action Tuesday night, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we'll cover all 4 of the home games next week, leading up to the coaches show on Sunday night there at Fatburger. Missed up high, came out of his hand very high to start.
He hadn't even turned his head around good before he started his move toward the plate.
And, he's staring back the runner at second base, and oftentimes you just don't have it. So as you're bringing your head around, your arm's following and going up with it.
Yeah.
Coach Brown looking for a little spark out of his dugout there. Coach Gann over there back spending time coaching first base. You see him just on the edge of your screen.
Oh.
Here comes the 2-1 offering to Cook. 1 down, bottom 4. That one smashed right back up the middle, but the second baseman played that well.
Oh, my goodness. Why did he stop running?
And so Cook stops on the play, would have beat it out and kept the inning going. Not certain what the call was, but the field ump and home plate will get together and discuss it. Cook stops running. and we'll have to figure out what happened. Coach Brown is visibly aggravated there, but no runs come across.
All right.
Catcher's interference. We didn't call it. When he swung, he hit his glove.
Trying to work it out, and nothing's going to be. That's going to happen with this inning, as the Warriors will get back out into the field. So the Warriors had 3 in the first, 1 in the second, have been held scoreless. And we talked about keeping the top 4 off of the bases and off the scoreboard. And Jena does a good job of that. All 4 runs have been scored by the top 3 batters for the Warriors. But they pick up nothing in the fourth. And Barker, Merce, and Franklin will be due up for the Giants when we come back. Going to take a quick break, 30-second timeout. When we come back, it'll be the top of the 5th here, knotted at 4. You're watching it all on 446 Sports.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
Moving into the top of the 5th, Doug Gann bringing you Grace Christian baseball. My man Chuck Perkins, the voice of Tioga Indian softball. How about, how about that?
Wow, what a designation.
Right, how about that? So
Fancy button pusher, also known as executive producer.
Clarification on that last play. So Seth Cook is batting and feels the catcher's glove as he hits the ball, so he stops running halfway down. Catcher's interference was not called, and that's what resulted in the double play there at the end of it that Coach Brown was discussing. Again, Adelise comes out for his second inning of work. Was impressive back in the prior inning that he worked. He'll face Zach Barker to lead things off in the top of the 5th.
Number 5, yeah. Whoa, watch out.
That's
there we go.
Who you watching out, and then the ball's coming over here and making me think. I've got netting and all of that surrounding me.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm sorry.
Goodness.
How silly am I?
4-4 we play, and 5 runs out of the 8. And that one right up the middle is a base hit. Like we'd gotten off somehow a little bit. That was Gamar that was there, and now Paxton Willis. Should be number 25 up there.
I'll see.
Batting.
As soon as he turns a little bit where I can see his jersey. It's like number 23, possibly.
That would have been the left-handed pitcher that was out there.
Yeah. But he's batting right-handed, so that must be 25. Unless he's a switch hitter.
We've seen that.
A bunt, and it goes foul back over the backstop.
Warriors have got through the meat of their order. They'll have 5, 6, 7 coming up, unable to push anything across with the top 4. And now you've got to have something produced by the bottom half of the order, off and running, and going to get in there easily. The throw comes into Lonsberry, and he'll get it back.
Can hear Coach Brown uttering things that he's making mental note that he's going to work on, like, why would you throw that one down there?
Always working.
That's why they make runs into the playoffs. Squared around for the bunt, missed it.
Big lead that time, yeah, often and trying to bunt. So Zoel Gamar is there at second base. Paxton Willis looking at a 1-2 count. That stolen base was credited to Gamar.
Curious to see what, like you were talking about earlier with the Sinla Preps, what's going to come of that.
Right? Supposed to meet up next week and visit with those guys.
King Cake going to be involved?
Always King Cake involved.
Meeting with
that
eating,
one,
right?
Ground. Look, that's the problem with the government side of it on my full-time job. Everybody wants to meet around lunch. There's always lunches at these things, and it's tough enough. It's not like you're out at the ballpark and you're doing your thing or whatever, but a lot of these meetings are after sitting in a session all day.
What holidays do you have? Is Monday and Tuesday both holidays?
Just Monday.
Okay.
Tuesday's a state holiday and not Monday, and that's swung on and missed there. Good strikeout of Willis, and that is the first out of the inning. So good work. I'm telling you, continue to be impressed by Maddox Adelise. That'll bring Jacob Belcher. No, we're off only Monday. Y'all are off Monday and Tuesday, I trust.
Monday and Tuesday, absolutely. And I was just thinking about going to that place there in Pineville. I think is one of your
Pops.
I put him on base, I'm assuming there. They just put somebody on base. So
that would be 10, Belcher
yeah.
that scored a couple of runs, and Zach Barker will come up to bat.
Number 10?
So, well, I don't have it may be, but they didn't have numbers on.
Got you.
On there.
He's wearing number 10, whether it's Zach Barker or not. So it definitely does.
Well, I don't think they'd substituted out their 4-hole hitter.
This is true.
So runners at first and second, one down. Intentional walk, but walk number 7.
Swing and a miss on that strike one. Down and low.
That one misses low. Ball and a strike.
Yeah, I just heard Coach sound like, come on, Bart. So that must be who it is. But I was thinking about going to your favorite dining place here in Pineville, the Pop's Place.
Pop's Place.
Yes.
They're on Military Highway.
My wife and I were thinking about trying it finally.
It's phenomenal.
What are you doing around lunchtime?
Probably meetings both days, yeah. Definitely Tuesday. Actually going to meet with Coach Bachman Tuesday. Visit with him just a little while. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Barker. Barker has ground out to the third baseman and walked.
Speaking of Coach Bachman, or what his position is as a head coach in football, had a lot of football coaching positions turn over this year.
A lot of turnovers.
There was a vicious rumor that he was going to be leaving as well. And I know someone who personally called him, and they said,
it's been a rumor since his first season, yeah. He did see, you saw Jess Curtis leave Manny.
I did see that.
And Dylan Barrett leave. That one gets into the outfield.
Yep.
Dylan Barrett left Grant to take over at Manny. Jess Curtis moving over to Natchitoches Central, and there are rumors that he's trying to get on the campus and visit, the folks there at Northwestern, perhaps of making the move up to Northwestern one day.
And then Andy Boone moving over to
Lakeview is where he went. Justin Charles left Menard and is defensive coordinator for Coach Bell at Pineville High School.
Just that locally, there's been a lot of movement.
A lot of turnovers, like early morning at the bakery. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, 4-4.
Or at Arby's.
Right?
Scoreboard wanting to be a little finicky, a little bit, trying to push the button, and it's not wanting to accept it, so I've got to get it right this right spot.
Goes back to Lonsberry and safe. Paying a lot of attention to Gamar there, who has been fleet of foot. He is the leadoff hitter for this Giants team and a catalyst in his own right, yet to score, but has caused some chaos. Willis has scored, Belcher scored twice, and Merce has scored that one. It's fouled back out of play. Will keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Here's that lovely sound. Doug's car's not that way either. Coach calling a timeout, pulling in his players to talk for the Giants. There's base runner.
Surely he wouldn't do it in a jamboree.
No, Coach out there at the pitcher's mound, apparently he got the timeout. I didn't see him make the move first.
No, not that move. Jena opened up the scoring with 2 runs in the top of the first. The Warriors answer with 3 in the bottom of the first, top of the second, no runs for Jena. 1 for the Warriors. That gave them a 4-2 lead, but tying things up at the top of the third was Jena, and that knotted things at 4-4. It's been scoreless since, but with 1 down in the top of the fifth, Jena is threatening with Zoil Gamar, the starting pitcher, on its second base. Right behind him is Belcher, who's at first. So runners at first and second, 1 out. The Adelise delivery is promptly deposited into left field. 1 run is going to come around and score. That's Gamar. Here comes the relay in. Snap throw back to third. Not in time. The runner comes off the base.
He got him.
And that will be the out. Look back at things back at home to see if he came all of the way off. That was Belcher getting back in there. So 1 run has scored, and that was Gamar coming all the way around to score. The only question now is, will they get Belcher? And they do. He tried to take third, but a good relay back from Luke Johnson over to Jack Powell recorded the second out, and that has Barker standing down as the lone base runner at second.
Got a good shot of it. I don't know if the camera did, but where we're sitting, I was watching when he slid through third baseman here for
Jack Powell.
He had his glove on him
the whole time,
and there was a slight gap between where his hand was on the bag and his foot covered it. There's that slight gap of time that there was nothing on it. He was able to maintain that tag on him.
So Jena jumps back out on top, 5-4 in this one. First base hit for Barker and a timely one. So on that put out, you'll score it 7-5 on the put out. 7-5. It's the old routine, 7-5.
7-5. Too bad there's not 2 more.
1 ball, 1 no. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm not letting you do it, Chuck. Never again, Chuck.
Never, ever.
Ever again.
It was such a beautiful comment.
Good piece of pitching. That's pretty good off-speed stuff. Just misses somewhere. 2 balls and a strike. Adelise with an opportunity to get out of this one, giving up only the 1 run. Adelise looks back at the runner, delivers this one. It's fouled off again. If you're looking ahead for the Warriors, Adelise will lead things off. Jack Powell and Micah Palmer. Jack Powell has an RBI single sandwiched in between a couple of 0 for 2s. So we'll need some production out of the bottom half.
Triple deuces across the board.
To get this thing tied back up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Full count to Merce. That ball harmlessly goes past Adelise and into the hands of Lonsberry at second.
do have a question.
Let's have
Not
it.
a joke, but actually a question.
Okay.
So if the count is full with 2 outs, so you know the board is full, if the bases were full, is there an actual term for that?
No.
Okay. Should be.
I guess. That strikeout is there. And
he thought he was going to the bases.
Very, very timely strikeout by Adelise, and he's got 3 strikeouts on the afternoon. Jena picks up a run in the top of the 5th. They lead at 5-4, moving to the bottom of the 5th. What do the Warriors have in store with Adelise, Powell, and Palmer? We'll see when we come back.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Looking for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 5th, what they're able to do. Saw Canyon Wright getting up, heading to the bullpen. He should come in and pitch the 6th. The Warriors in this game scheduled for 6 only have a couple of shots at it remaining. This is the bottom of the 5th, and we told you that Adelise will lead things off. Jack Powell, who has an RBI single, and Micah Palmer, who reached on a fielder's choice and was out, so he's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. And then Barton and Cook both have struck out both times that they have batted. So you got to find some way to scratch and get your way into the top of the order if you can. Here in the fixture, you got 6 outs to go, and that should get you through Johnson if nothing else happens in the top. So you'll face Courtwright and Luke Johnson guaranteed to hit again. Somebody's got to get on to get Big Canyon back up there. But here we go, looking for the bottom of the lineup. You'd like to see the bottom of this order put a couple of runs across together and let Canyon come in and close things out in the 6th.
Yeah, send one across that fence over there and bounce it off the building would be nice.
Right?
Yeah, that's his last name.
Adelise misses. Good eye from Adelise, 2-0 count, and you find a way to scratch and get on base.
Yeah.
Zach Barker has taken over on the hill. Big, strong-looking right-hander. But didn't see a lot of control there when he was warming up in the first, in between innings. The big righty rocks and delivers this one, and it is smashed out to shortstop. He's been solid there all day, has Gamar. Could have filled that one, score that 6-3. That's Gamar. Started the game on the hill, but since moved out to shortstop, and you can tell that's his everyday position. Fields the ball very fluidly, transfers it, and gets it over to first base.
Yeah.
Jack Powell with the base hit. Reached on an error, so he's been on base twice, only one via the base hit. But you'd like to see him get something going. You got to get 1 or 2 people on just to get the top of the order back up in the 6th.
Big swing at it, missed it. How do you like our new scoreboard down in the bottom left-hand corner? How do you like the look of it?
I like that a lot. It looks like a lot like the one from the Nard game. That one fouled back and out of play. Huh? It did, didn't it?
Yeah. Looks like the one we had last night, too. Just different people's names on there.
I didn't see that one. Visiting with our friends at Taste of Mardi Gras last night.
So you missed the jokes?
I did.
Oh.
I did, but I saw the Chiwis, and they're very good. If you've not ever seen those guys. Chiwis.
I have not seen those. You have to.
Big Mardi Gras party type of a group. Play a lot of 80s music. And, I had the crowd really going wild there in the Riverfront Center last night.
Nice. Always good to have good entertainment, good food, good fellowship.
That's right.
I'm showing one out. They're showing two.
It's one.
Okay.
Only one batter has hit
There's 2 strikes.
this inning.
That
That's
must be
correct.
what it is.
Powell sits back on that one and drives it down to third baseline. That's going to be a base hit, and that is the second base hit of the afternoon for Powell. And that's what you want, Chuck. You got to scratch out 1 or 2 base runners here to guarantee you that you get into your 1 through 4 hitters. You'd like to see something happen here from the bottom of the order. A combined 0 for 6 from 7, 8, 9. So one of them need to find a way to get on base via a walk, a base hit, something. Kind of a lean back from the stretch. First time that we've seen that we have seen Barker from the stretch in it. Lead off by Powell. Need to get him down in scoring position. Tie this thing up if you can. Doesn't do it. A swing and a miss and a snap throw back down to first. Good work out of the catcher.
Nice work indeed.
Ball and a strike to Palmer.
And the sun's feeling good on our back.
Yes, indeed. That one down low.
And this 446 Sports hoodie you can
Right.
find from BU Design.
Yeah, you can pick those up. They're on our Facebook page. Just $25 for the long sleeve hoodies.
Very nice, thin, comfortable, but warm.
Yes, mostly warm.
That soft material is really nice.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
My wife looked at me and says, "Where's mine?" So
Right.
had to make that order.
We had that discussion too.
Yes, it was coming.
Warriors going to need a comeback here in this one. Again, we told you that as the count moves full there, records and results of at-bats don't count. They're not counted in this one, but against a good Jena ball club, you want to come out of here, find your mojo, and come back and win this one today. Here's the delivery. That one is low, and that's going to get Palmer to first base on the walk. And it will push Powell into scoring position out to second base. So Barton, the designated hitter, and Cook need something out of those guys. But now the more that hit down in the bottom of this order, getting 2 runners on is huge because you push around and guarantee that you're going to get Courtwright and Johnson to the plate in the 6th at least. You'd love to see them bat this inning because that means you're taking the lead.
Now, with jamborees, are all jamborees the same in the sense that 3 runs is the maximum you can score in an inning?
No, those are scrimmages.
Oh, that's
or
right.
The jamboree
That's right.
is get what you can.
Okay, just like a regular ball game.
Correct.
Hence
The
why
only
the
thing they go
scoreboard's
6. That's right. That went down low. And the one knock that we saw, Chuck, on Barker is that when he was warming up, did not throw a lot of strikes.
Yeah. And has not so far.
Big pitch count early, up around 20 pitches. Here's the delivery from Barker. That one down low and a 3-0 count to Barton. And just as we said that Canyon had the green light, I got to believe that Barton's got the take sign.
What team is that whenever they throw several balls in a row. They start counting the balls.
The Aggies of Texas A&M
I
do
thought
that.
that's who that was.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to misspeak on that one.
No, that is something. That's one thing that they do. They're terrible players all around from Texas A&M, but how can you not dig it at the Aggies?
2.
That's ball.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Ball 4. Yeah, he called ball 4. He's just got to get out of the gear. And now back-to-back walks, and the bases are loaded for Aiden Cook. You've got to avoid a double play here. Get just something on the ground, maybe short. You don't want to sacrifice him with the bases loaded, but you got a courtesy runner now coming in for this Warrior team, and we'll get and see who.
That's number 1.
Trying to go back to my roster.
Not to be confused with a good chicken dinner, where there'd be or gumbo would be a good rooster.
Wesley Kurtz set to run. He is the potential go-ahead run out at second base.
First pitch
but again,
in for a ball.
Yeah, one ball there, and you don't mind this thing being tied up right here on a bases-loaded walk, as that is now 2-0. And Chuck, as much as throwing the ball is, man, when it gets in your head as a pitcher, it's just tough. Gets that one in there for a strike. It's like 010 Cup getting the shanks.
Yeah.
You know, your mind starts overthinking. 2 balls, 1 strike into Cook.
Oh, that was a hit.
And that hit him. That's a hit by pitch, and that's going to be an RBI for Aiden Cook, and you'll take it any way you can get it. Don't rub it.
Yeah. Can't do it from the plate anyway.
Jack Powell comes around to score, and this is just what you wanted to draw up if you were the Warriors, as now the bottom of your lineup has produced a run to tie things up, and you've got the bases loaded, and Courtwright, Johnson, and Wright and Cook come to the plate. So not only have you guaranteed to see him in the 6th, we told you if you saw him in the 5th, there's a good chance the Warriors were going to be in the lead. And, in fact, that has come to fruition. You'd like to go ahead and get the lead. Right, we saw him getting loose, so he'll come in and pitch in the 6th with a shot to shut it down if the Warriors can get the lead here.
Coach going to leave him out there.
Yeah, you really haven't seen anybody going the other direction. Barker was the only one that we saw warming up. Looks like sort of a split finger grip out there from Barker as we're seeing it. Yeah.
I don't know if he's stretching his fingers out or.
Looks like he moves it around inside the glove and now delivers. That's strike in there to lead off hitting center fielder Carson Courtwright. Courtwright, we've seen have a couple of grand slams throughout his career here. That one is low, but called strike 2. As you're right, Chuck, that sun's starting to peek out through the clouded sky here in Alexandria. Nothing into the count, 1 out to Courtwright. Kurtz, the runner at third, represents the go-ahead run. And that stayed back on the curveball, but going to go foul as Courtwright carries the bat with him all the way down. Somewhere wherever the flight took Jess Courtwright, I know he is watching this one.
Like you said, we might get some states covered that hadn't had yet.
Well, when you fly through them, they still count.
That's right. If you're streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to pick up another tower somewhere.
Zach Barker looking in to Courtwright. Bases loaded, 1 down, bottom 5. Misses that one up high. Courtwright, just a tremendous eye in there. A great leadoff hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runs are even at 5. Warriors looking to add to this, and they've got the momentum. Bases loaded, just one out in the top of the order.
Courtright steps out of the box.
Top of the order went scoreless in the fourth. You didn't expect to see them back up in the fifth, but a great piece of work by 6, 7, 8, 9 for the Warriors. And here's the delivery from Barker. Courtright sends that one down past the first baseman. Nobody's going to get to it. One run is in, and they'll go. What are they going, Chuck?
Station to station.
Indeed they are.
I was waiting on that one.
Indeed they are. My man's come a long way. RBI single for Carson Courtright.
I was almost threw it out there when they walked, and I was like, no, it's got to be when there's a base hit.
Got to be a base hit. That's right.
That's right.
2 runs come across in this inning for the Warriors, and Luke Johnson stands in there. Bases still loaded.
Doug told me something. Wow. You gonna mark that down, or okay?
I'm just checking. That is Talon Epnet running at third base. Talon. We'll get it before it's over with. I know mom or dad or sister, brother, somebody will let us know. We'll talk to Coach Gann after this is over with. He'll tell us. Johnson, a big swing and a miss, and he was looking for the granny there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Warriors have sent 7 men to the plate here.
No.
That one, and now with an advantage, you're not trying to get yourself run out of an inning here by putting too much on from third baseman. So don't expect any big plays at home.
Big swing.
2 strike count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down, 6-5. Warriors with the lead, and you expect you'll see the sophomore sensation Canyon Wright come out to finish this one off in the top of the 6th. What a gritty battle from the bottom of the lineup for this Warriors here in the 5th. There's Luke. Sends it out to the center fielder, and that's going to tag Epnet from second. Play is safe at third, and that is Aiden Cook that comes all the way around on that sac fly. So give a sac fly RBI to Luke Johnson. And Courtright stays where he's at. Barton comes in to score. Actually, correction, Epnet will go in. Who was there? 5. Yeah, Epnet went to score. And Aiden Cook makes his way over to third base. Runners at first and third. 2 down now. And they're going to put the grand one on base. They're walking him to load the bases for Seth Cook.
Well, what it was is they looked over and saw you didn't have his.
I didn't have the shades on, so they went ahead. So that's why we knew what was coming.
Yeah, they knew it was coming too. When you see, we were looking for those shades for you to put on. So they said, no, let's put him on so he doesn't have to do that.
Seth represents the 9th batter to bat in this inning. Bases are loaded for Cook, and you know at 7-5, the Warriors would love a little insurance here. Three runs in the first, 3 runs in the 5th, sandwich around a run in the 2nd. And the Warriors lead this one 7-5.
For a minute there, Canyon was over there digging in the dirt. I thought he was like I used to do, pick flowers or whatnot, but he was getting rocks out of that spot, so he didn't land on those somehow.
Lifted foul. And now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the top of the 6th will be 6, 7, 8, Franklin, Willis, and Crooks for the Giants.
Nice strong hit that curves around to that right field pole out there would be nice.
2 strike pitch. That one misses low, and Canyon falls down, and seen this play a time or two as the old fall down. He's trying to draw a throw, which would have sent Aiden Cook home on that one, and not biting that.
No. Threw the bait, no bite.
And that hits.
Foot.
It hits off the. Well, let's see. Did he foul it off his foot?
Yeah.
All right. At the angle I'm at, that's the one thing that I'm going to have to get adjusted. I'm going to almost have to get a monitor set up here so I can.
Yeah, I'll just add it to my list.
So I can. Indeed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just like that tent we need to put over us as well.
Right?
They go ahead and build a structure.
Just a roof.
Yeah. We can go ahead and mount a monitor in here, and I can just tap into it.
Right?
Yeah, he's on first.
Canyon at first, Carson at second, and Aiden at third. Seth Cook set with his 2-strike approach. Swung on and missed, and that will do it for the Warriors, but not before that 6, 7, and 8 all come around to score. Powell, Palmer, and Barton doing their jobs from the bottom of the lineup. They give up 3 or get 3 runs, put the Warriors back in the lead. 7-5 in this one. We move to the top of the 6th. Final opportunity for Jena in this one, and Franklin, Willis, and Crooks are due up when we come back.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And we are back, top of the 6th. This one's slated for 6. And as we told you, Canyon Wright will head out to first. That switches some things around. Again, you'll see Adelise back to shortstop. Courtwright right in front of us goes back to center field. Jack Powell at third base. Seth makes his way over to first base. Lonsbury still at second base. And Canyon Wright finishing off his warm-up pitches. And the Warriors just 3 outs away from wrapping up their preseason slate with a win today against the Giants.
Now, in the Jamboree, is the same rules apply, just like if they're still in lead at the end of this at-bat?
Yeah, it's over with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a regular ball game. It just goes 6 innings.
Okay. Because those scrimmages, they played 7 regardless. Both sides batted.
Right. Now, the scrimmages are out. That's the first strike into – it's like a Franklin that is in there. Yeah, Trace Franklin.
High.
Canyon misses high on the fastball, and you got to come out and get this. Franklin struck out looking, had 2 RBIs, a big single that gave Jena a couple of runs in that first inning, turned around on a good fastball from Cook. That one lifted foul and out of play back over the backstop right to where you come in, take that right into the parking area. Been a beautiful day out at the ballpark. Right with a 1-2 count to Franklin. Oh, takes a little something off of that one and doesn't get it, and everybody ducks down and thought they had that one. Goodness gracious, that's when you hear the chants that don't give up on it, Blue. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Canyon with a smile on his face peers through the glove, rocks, and gets ready to throw this one.
A little high, I believe.
That one was high. So you go from a one that you thought you had a strikeout on, now you've got a potential walk situation on your hands, and that's one thing that the Warriors are going to have to work on is the amount of base on balls issued today. Wright goes back to the curveball and gets the strikeout looking there.
Slow call off of that one.
He's like, oh, shoot, I missed that one earlier. Strike three.
Stay back.
Carson
Hopefully
Willis, the catcher, stands in. He's ground out his first curve both times today. Carson Willis, the Giants catcher. Swung on and missed there. Canyon looks like he's getting into the groove.
I'm going to say it again. Just a sophomore. Wow.
Indeed. Yeah, we've enjoyed watching him play. Doesn't look like there's a position that he's not comfortable playing. You saw him play third, saw him play first. He was a catcher last year. Not going to catch as much as you've seen that backup catcher role go to Luke Johnson. Curveball comes inside and wanted a strike out of it. Don't get it.
Yeah. Must have just missed because you could read the batter's reaction like, oh, I can't believe I turned on that one.
Swung on, fouled that one, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Bolton and Grant getting ready to do battle here. We won't cover that one, just the Warriors game. Here's the delivery from Wright. Lifted foul and out of play back towards where the airplanes are at, what do they call that area?
Memorial Park?
Right, where the airplanes, as you come into the roundabout area here at England Air Park. And we'll do the 2-2 once again. 1 down, top of the 6th. Here's a delivery from Wright. That's that curveball, and it's in there for strike 3, looking back-to-back strikeouts for Canyon, the closer. And Ryland Crooks comes in now with the representing the last opportunity. He walked and reached on an error, officially 0 for 1 on the day, but has reached base twice out of the 8-hole. The center fielder for this Giants ball club takes that one inside, ball 1. Hope to get a brief word with Coach Brown before we wrap things up this afternoon. That one in there from Wright. Strike 1.
Wright has been one of the stronger of the pitching staff today that we've seen.
Yes, I was impressed with the way that Adelise came in and threw the ball. Strike 2. And Canyon looking to strike out the side here, pick up the would-be save had this been a regulation contest. Canyon steps back as the batter steps out.
Yep. Airplanes flying overhead since we're based out here.
Right out by the airport. Wright delivers. Swung and fouled back, so Little Life, they don't play arena balls, so that one's not going to count.
That would be fun.
Again, we invite you to enjoy, or we wish you enjoyment on your Mardi Gras weekend, Mardi Gras week coming up.
Run the fences all the way up to the light poles in the back and let it.
That one's smashed foul as well.
Let it slope in as so if it hits off of those, it stays in play.
Right.
That would be fun.
Let it funnel down. They'll repeat the 1-2. 2 down, 7-5. Warriors had 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th as they trailed it 5-4.
Change up a curve.
Go with the curveball. And it is. Strike 3 looking the big nasty from Canyon. Gets that one to go 3 up, 3 down, all via the strikeout looking. And that's going to do it for this afternoon's contest. The Warriors finish out their preseason with a victory over the Giants of Jena. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back as Grace Wins Every Time plays from the Stadium Sound here at Grace Christian. Back in 30 seconds on 446 Sports.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
To wrap things up from Grace Christian, the Warriors win this one 7-5. 6 strikeouts on the day, but 8 walks and a couple of errors on there. We'll try to get a word from Coach Brown here as you see Bolton in front of us, getting ready to warm up. Not sure if we're going to be able to get to him before we wrap things up, as he's quickly in there got to get him trained to get our guys over here, or to get Coach Brown there. We'll work on him now and get him in here.
Let him get his
that's right,
headset on, and we'll have like a hawk view, kind of looking down on him like a hawk right now.
There you go, and we're joined now by head coach Josh Brown. And Coach, finishing up the Jamboree, a good, hard-fought, come-from-behind victory. This catapults you guys into the regular season that begins next week.
Yeah, we're excited for next week, but we got to clean up some things, that's for sure. Got a lot of young kids on the field right now because, we had our starting catcher was out sick, but he'll be back next week. I feel like we're a totally different team when he's here. But Luke did a good job behind the plate, but we just got to get some young guys. They got to get some at-bats and get some reps in there.
6 strikeouts on the day by Warriors pitching, but 8 walks on the afternoon. What do you do to clean that up?
Yeah, we haven't done that in the scrimmage games. Today was a little bit different. Not used to seeing that. Just going back to our basics, getting our short box drills, having some better bullpens. But I thought some of the pitches were close, but always going to get the call, and we just got to learn to deal with that sometimes and try to compete. And I'm more upset with the guys not making some plays behind. We had, in the top of the third, we allowed 2 runs that I don't think we can do that. We had a throwing error, and I'm trying to remember what the other one was. I know it was 2 errors.
Yeah, you had an error over at first base in that one too.
Correct.
The one that bounced up after a good play over here from third.
Those are the things that we got to clean up. I'm more concerned about that. Pitching, I'm really not worried about our pitching staff. I think we got a good pitching staff. And like I said, we didn't even throw a couple of kids today that, again, our number 2, he's not even here today. And then being out sick. And then we had the Aiden Cook kid in left field. He didn't throw, and he's been throwing phenomenal in the scrimmage game. So, like I said, I'm not really worried about our pitching staff. Defense is where we got to get better at.
One thing that jumped out at me is, we're talking about, okay, the Warriors, if they get a couple of guys on, can get the top of the lineup up, and all 6, 7, 8, and 9 do is go out and get you 3 runs and take the lead. So tell me about the performance of the bottom of your order.
Yeah, and the thing is, that bottom of the order is some inexperienced guys. Now, the Powell kid, he stepped up. He's actually swinging a good bat for us right now.
He ain't playing too bad at third either.
No, and he's been practicing first, second, and right field because he's probably going to be the right fielder right now. But he fills in third base when Luke is catching, and he did a great job. I thought the first inning he made 2 outstanding plays.
He made 2 great plays, yep.
2 outstanding plays.
Yep, we talked about that, and then he came in and pitched the next inning, had a good base hit, so we were very pleased with Powell. Coach, good win today, 7-5. The Warriors picked that up, and we'll be back in action, we said, Tuesday here against Oberlin.
Yes, sir.
Before 3 games, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Correct.
Boy, once baseball season get here, it gets going, Coach. Go get with you guys, and we'll see you out here on Tuesday night.
I appreciate you guys.
All righty. Head coach Josh Brown joining us, as he always is going to do this year after the home games. And, Chuck, that's the last one in the books. Preseason is behind us. We'll open things up Mardi Gras Day, Tuesday night. right here from Grace Christian. They score 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Wright strikes out the side in the 6th, and that's a 7-5 victory for the Warriors, and that's going to do it here. Chuck, great job today on everything, and we'll let you. What do you have? Oh, Monday we've got Menard playoff basketball Monday night, so we'll have that, and then we'll be back here Tuesday night for a full slate of baseball.
Yes, indeed, and come on out, watch the Grant Cougars playing the Bolton Bears here this next game up. We're not going to be broadcasting it like you said, but come on out. Beautiful day for it. Sun's setting down a little bit behind the clouds, or when it hides a little bit, cools down nicely, but they got great food and great warmth over there that will keep you going.
All right, that wraps it up here from Merrill Blackburn Field. We'll see you Tuesday night about 30 minutes before the first pitch. For Chuck Perkins, I am Doug Gann. God bless you all, and good night.